Okay, now we are back to MataTika. Open your eyes, open your mind. I'm with Mugen.
Hi everyone, I'm Mugen.
You're graduated from financial and mathematics.
Mathematics and finance.
Mathematics and
Yeah.
finance. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's alright. That's my degree, yeah.
Okay. And as I know, you graduated from overseas university.
Yeah, I went to UK for my degree, and then I graded from that. So it's three years.
How could you see financial literacy in Indonesia?
Financial literacy?
Yeah.
It's very poor, to be honest, right?
Why poor?
Because the regulation is not as matured as compared to, say, UK. And then people here, they tend to they don't want to delve into details. So they would seek a figure, and then they will put the trust on that. And this is very dangerous in financial, I would say, industry, right? I mean, if you go to a financial institution like, say, a bank, then you get someone who have a CFA, a certified financial analyst. Yeah, then they would advise you in a very professional way. But from my observation, that people around here, the locals, they tend to seek a figure that could promise them the maximum amount of return.
I see.
That is very dangerous and sometimes very misleading, right? It could lead into a lot of scams. I think one of the most famous one is Indosuria. You have heard of the case, right?
Of course. Indosuria.
That is really that is because the financial literacy is very low. They made a loophole by they swapping their basically the one that gave them the investment vehicle is a koperasi instead of a proper license PT that is under OJK.
So there are a lot of different financial education between UK and Indonesia.
I would say so. I would say it's more of the culture. It's more of the how well people around you advise you, right? They know their financial instruments, whichever is best for your, the risk that you are willing to take in UK, as opposed to here. The risk here is not very transparent. People give, advice very carefully, right? But as opposed to in the UK, if you give someone advice that you are not supposed to give, you are opening yourself for a lawsuit.
Oh,
right?
I see.
But because here in Indonesia, to sue someone is very expensive. It's very expensive as compared to your, the whole what you lost in that investment. So people make use of this loophole and the social discrepancy here, and they start. There's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of people that trying to give you a bad decision. Bad financial decision for you. Like they give you a bad advice, right? Maybe the advice they got for someone else. They don't know the details. They don't know the details, and they just blurt it out. And this could lead into potentially harmful decisions, financial decisions for a household, for a mom, a dad, a head of a family.
But it's really dangerous, actually.
It is very dangerous. It stems from the financial literacy as a whole, right? The education from this financial institution, they don't penetrate deep enough, into people, say people in the villages, right? You could see that urban people, and as opposed to the non-urban one, people live in the city will have much higher financial literacy, right? Instead of people from the village, let's say, or a very small city. Which is why in Indonesia there's something called arisan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, this is a phenomenon. It's a highlight. Actually, the World Bank has been discussing this. It's some sort of a micro. You could call it micro bank or micro, financial institution that happens, in between a few households. This happens. I mean, it's because the financial literacy is not penetrated deeply into these communities yet. So arisan become one of the alternatives.
Arisan, one of the alternatives.
Yeah.
Wow. So, how? Okay. You said that you can really deep. How deep you can university lecturer teach you about financial and mathematics.
Okay.
Rather than lecturer in Indonesia.
Okay, my lecturer, to be honest, I studied in Cass Business School. It's in part of City University of London. So in Cass Business School, all of your lecturer for my finance modules, they are actually a practitioner as well. They are bankers, they're active bankers, but they do teach. They have a role in
Not only
teaching as well.
based on the textbook.
Exactly. Exactly. So they would, complement his teachings with, real world experience. Right?
Nice.
They taught us, in statistics.
Totally practitioner.
It is. So they taught us like how, in statistics, why does a insurance company, how do they work? Right? Not only how to count the statistics and everything, but why do they work? They made us understand that. And I would say it helps because it sort of educate me not as a calculator, right? I could calculate how to, calculate an insurance premium and everything.
Yeah.
An actuary would do that. But how can I, what does make, the insurance industry ticks? What principles that makes it works?
I see. Really different. Really critical.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. But have you ever some experience you or with Indonesian that graduated has a CFA or CFP, Certified Financial Planner?
Yes, I used to work with one of my friend. He's an investment banker now in MataTika. But during we work in a commodity exchange. So during that time, he holds CFA level 2. So there's 3 levels for CFA, right? I think at the time he was still going for his CFA level 3. So now he got everything, but at the time he was CFA level 2. So it gave him advantage, basically.
Yeah.
How to calculate everything, right? What data set we need, because you can calculate, but depends on what problem you're trying to solve. You need different kind of calculation, you need different kind of statistics, different kind of models. Yes, that's where people with CFA background comes in, because they know how to calculate, they know what to calculate.
Wow, it's really important. It's not about so CFA or CF is not just about how you calculate something, but you have to solve the personal's needs.
Exactly. So it's very highly customized, right? And CFA has I think it's one of the most difficult tests in the world, which has like less than 20% passing rate or around there. I couldn't remember like the exact number, but it is very, very difficult for you to pass a CFA exam.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got
No,
seven? No.
I haven't.
It's really hard actually to get a CFA certified.
Yeah, it is very difficult. People equate it with master degrees if you get a CFA.
Yeah, and really expensive.
It is very expensive.
It's really expensive.
Which is why if you fail, I mean, like 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 4, 4 out of 5, sorry, will fail the test, and then
Yeah, you have to study hard to get this degree, guys.
Yeah. And it happens once a year. So if you failed this year, then you need to wait for another year.
Yeah. So what do you think? Why in Indonesia financial literacy is really low? Based on the culture.
Based on the culture, yeah. Based on the culture, I would say.
Or education in high school or elementary.
I mean, if you look Asia in general, right? We don't really, the schools are not allowed to tell you what investment or what financial instrument that you could buy when you turn 18. They're not allowed to teach you about that.
Yeah.
So you need to have a secondary, sources where you could learn more from them. But the thing is, because of the culture of our people, where we seek a figure of trust, then we put all of our trust on them, and then we don't double check. We don't fact check what he's saying is true, and we just okay, let's go for it. So it's a kind of yo-yo mentality.
Many Indonesian people just follow the influencer.
Exactly. So carpe diem, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this sort of habit, right, is very destructive. I wouldn't say you should incorporate like financial literature into your financial literacy into your syllabus in school, but you need to have that fact-checking spirit.
Checking spirit.
Yes, I would say it would give you like an advantage for the whole population as a whole.
But how they could fact checking
Okay, then
and where?
exactly. So you need to be able to hone your habit, okay, to fact check. For example, if I want to fact check something, I could go to OJK website, right? Or I could go to a reputable bank website, which most probably there is like an article about it. But based on my experience, it's not very detailed, right? Because yeah, we have a very short attention span. So most people wouldn't just, read the whole article. They would go for the first, second paragraph, and then from the third paragraph onwards, nah, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna ask someone else.
Yeah.
This is our barrier, okay? Doesn't matter how.
Indonesian habit. Sometimes me too.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how good, like how complete the article is, or how complete like all your resources is. If you have this habit, right, it wouldn't go through. Like you wouldn't improve your financial literacy anyway. So it's either that, or just go for the safe one. Like you can't get rich overnight based on investment anyway. Because investment is supposed to be slow, it's supposed to be long term. You are supposed to have 10 years, 20 years mindset. Exactly. Simple, safe, right? Go for like a proper financial institution. Don't go for the sketchy ones, right? Even though they promise like 1%, 2% higher. Don't go for it. Yeah, it's not worth it. Like you shouldn't be losing sleep.
But Indonesian love that higher return investment.
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of FOMO, right? There's a lot of YOLO. It's a new generation thing, but I think our older generation also have this kind of spirit, this kind of mindset. So to be honest, it's very difficult. The government has been trying, but I'm not sure if they're trying hard enough, right? Yeah, they didn't explore like all of these possibilities on how to educate, to penetrate to those communities which is, outside of the city center, let's say. So yeah, I would say it's a process, right? As people, the middle class get more and more, when your population of the middle class is getting higher in percentage as a whole of the population, then, people will start to seek all these investment opportunities. Then we could also look at our neighbors, right? Say Singapore, they have something called CPF.
Yeah.
It's basically the government force you to, your salary, part of it will go to pension fund. So it's a force, you need to like savings, right? It's a forced savings. But I think it works. It works, right? I mean, if you look at Singapore during 1965 and you look at Singapore in 2025, it's a whole different country.
Really different country.
Yeah, and the culture is shifted. So maybe there's an element where, the government need to force.
Yeah.
Like parents teach their children, right? Then once they are an adult, they'll get
Government
the habit.
has a big role.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing, curiosity, and not only the habit, but the curiosity, how these generation nowadays has much willingness to learn something new, and not only follow the influencers side.
Don't go for the shortcuts, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So do your research, right?
Do your own research, DR.
And this is not financial advice.
We are not recommending any investment instrument.
Yeah.
Okay, and how you I meant your advice is millennial and Gen Z nowadays, if they want to be parents.
Be a parent.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Okay, because many X generation is low.
Well, this will go for me as well because I'm still single, right? I'm on my 30s, so my parents is asking me to build a family as soon as possible. because they wanted grandchildren.
Did your parents
Yeah.
educate you about financial?
Not really.
Ah,
Not
I
really.
see.
Yeah, not really. But they gave me and my sister obviously quite a few of I would say guiding principles. Right.
Okay.
Avoid the scams. Don't be too greedy. Right. If it's too good to be true, then maybe it's just too good to be true. Okay. For me as well, like for myself, my principles, like if you are thinking of starting a family, you want to be a parent. If you're not ready, don't do it. Like, no matter how your parents or your relatives or people around you say this and that, it's not a race, right? Wait
Yeah.
till you're ready, especially
Marriage is
your
a
mental.
marathon.
There's two type of a readiness, right? Your mental readiness and your financial readiness,
Exactly.
right?
Completely agree.
It'll be your flesh and blood, right? Don't cheap out on them. And you're not willing one day in the future to have regret regarding this. This is your most important project that you could have in your life, right?
And
So-
it could be a long-term decision.
Exactly. Your decision now will
Yeah.
affect you and you will see the results in 18 years' time.
Yeah.
So if your kid ran away from home once they turn 18, that's all on you. You can't blame the kid because you are the parent.
Yeah. Exactly. Correct.
So mentally, you have to be ready, right? Discuss it with your significant other. And then once, you've got that mentality going on, then you're ready to, calculate the budget. Don't just leave it to someone else or something else, or you'll just say, I will be able to make it. That's Pipe's dream. I mean, you're
Disney
gambling,
dream.
you're gambling your future and your kids' future.
Yeah.
Exactly. So financially, you need to be ready. You need to have the budget. You need to calculate for the inflation. You need to know. You need to predict what sort of expenditure that this kid's gonna have. And the best way to find out, just ask someone. Just ask someone with a kid. Like, what is the biggest headache? That is probably gonna be the pit you're gonna fall in once you have a kid.
Wow.
So that's my advice.
Really good advice, even though haven't married yet.
Yeah.
But
Mentally, I'm not ready.
Yeah, it's the most important thing. I mean, if you want to be married, you have to be mentally ready.
Exactly.
Because I can say my friend,
Yep.
one of my best friends, already married,
Okay.
but still 1 year. But this month,
Okay.
she will get divorced.
Get divorced.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Meaning he jumped into the marriage too fast.
Yeah.
Probably that's why. So, well, this is the thing. There's this culture when in Indonesia, we call it kumpul kebo. Okay.
Yeah.
So you live with your significant other before you get married. That's it's a taboo thing. Like you couldn't
It's
do
a
that.
taboo, and nowadays is a trending topic in social media, especially in Jakarta.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
So this thing, if you are, trying to get married, for my generation, maybe because I live abroad for quite a while, it's very normal, for people, foreigners, to do this, right? We call it a test drive.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a test drive phase,
living
right?
together in
Exactly.
one hall.
So for Gen Z or my juniors, if your families don't oppose to to do this kumpul kebo, just do it. I mean, it's good to have an idea what living together will be like,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of things that you won't expect, and small little things.
But pro and cons. Right?
Yeah, for example. But if your family don't allow it, then find the right, I would say, partner. Maybe go for a vacation together. Then you get an idea, how living with them will feel like. What is the ick that you'll find out. You'll find out of this, and you can't really hope your significant other to change for you, and you need to tolerate. There's some sort of you'll meet in the middle. But if if it goes beyond your bottom line, then my advice is
Yeah.
break it off as soon as possible.
Character is number one. So I think the best option if you want to know your couple's character, you have to travel together.
Exactly.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
travel together, of course. Not only know the IQ, but also you have to know our partner's emotional intelligence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you face a problem, how they are trying to solve it,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
And then can you sort of like tolerate their actions, the way they solve it, right? Because there's a lot of time.
Tolerance and limit.
Exactly. That's a recipe for a good marriage, right? Because a lot of time they will try to solve something or try to do something in a way it won't fit your your preference. I would say, or it won't fit your game plan. So can you tolerate that? That's how people make marriages work.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of things it's give and take, right?
Yeah. I remember this quote. It's about give and take.
Yep. So you need to establish that in all part of your lives, basically from morning until night. Because when you're dating someone, probably you meet them for like 6 hours, 8 hours maximum, right? If you don't live with them, then you meet like 8 hours of their day. But now you're getting the 24 hours, so
Yeah.
it's different. It's very different.
The biggest question you have to ask to yourself, for me, is could you sleep together every single day with the same person?
Exactly. Like
Pretty long term. For years.
for years. it's the day till you die, till death do us apart. Because you might get slapped in the face right in the middle of the night.
And
right?
you can be a beautiful or handsome for good, right?
Right.
Yeah. You will get old.
You'll get old.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Your body
you
will
will
stink.
get wrinkles in your face.
Yeah. Your body will stink.
Yeah.
Can your partner tolerate that?
Yeah.
So this sort of thing.
Yeah, it's funny.